global students, I just wanted to give you an overview of the course. In two respects. One is how is this course going to be managed, and then just a quick sort of overview in terms of the topics for this course. So the first thing in terms of how this course will be managed, I've got the content split up into four modules. Modules for week one, module for week two, module for week three, and week four. So I'll open up one week at a time, and so the thing that you want to do then is when you see the week one folder, for example, open up the folder and then you'll see right away the tasks and deliverables for that week. So make sure you watch that video first, and that'll give you all the tasks you need to do for that week, and then the deliverables for that week. Usually I have the assignments due on the Sunday at the end of that week. That's the folder you want to look at, and that's the video you want to look at first, and then review the rest. So that's how the course will be managed. And then if you want to communicate with me, again, as I've said in the syllabus, you can just email me at my USI email address, or if you want to set up an appointment on Google Hangout, you can do that as well. Instructions are on the syllabus as well as in the Blackboard, on the Blackboard site. So that's about how the course will be managed. And so the purpose of this course is to give you some sense of how different countries are connected. And they're connected in different ways in terms of the flows of goods between countries, or what are called trade flows. They're connected in terms of financial flows, and you saw some of that impact with Brexit. Why did the Dow crash or fall by 2 or 3% when the Brexit vote was announced? And so that's one reason, is because of financial flows, and we'll talk about that as well. And then countries are connected by the flows of people. And it's the flows of people that was also also partly fueled this Brexit vote as well. So we'll talk about how different countries are connected, and then the question is, well, it's fine and good. Why should I care? Why should I care here as a student here at USI, or as a resident of Evansville? How are these connections between different countries? How is that impacting my life? And so to answer that question, the hook for this course is something called a personal strategic plan. And this is there's two reasons for using this device to help quote unquote connect you to this course. One is as you go through different courses here at the Roman College of Business, and as you move into upper level courses in management, for example, you'll look at strategic planning in more detail, and so at least this will give you some sense of what a strategic plan looks like in a very scaled down version of it. So that's one reason. And then the other reason is that this personal strategic plan can help you sort of focus on how you should plan your career, especially in terms of how these different global forces can impact how competitive you are in the labor market. And so we look at how this labor market has actually become global. So you're not just competing with someone from Purdue or IU. But you in many cases might be competing with someone who's from different countries around the world. So how do you then plan for that? How do you stay competitive? And so how do you, in other words, how do you stay competitive in two ways? One, how do you take advantage of some opportunities that these global forces present? How do you deal with some threats that might arise as a result of these global forces? So all that you can formalize, you can analyze, you can condense into something called a personal strategic plan, and that'll help keep you focused as you complete your coursework here and as you move to graduation and beyond. And so the students in the past have told me that after they finish my course, they will look back on their personal strategic plan, and in some cases they say that that's helped keep them on track and help keep them alert to different global phenomena and help plan accordingly. So so we'll so in the folder here on personal strategic plan, there's some more details on that. But as we go through the course, we'll use this device to personalize, quote unquote, these global forces. So what are these? Global forces that we will discuss or talk about? Well, one force is how technology and globalization is changing the kinds of jobs that will be available or are becoming available in the future. And so if we think of these two forces, technology and globalization, here's sort of one concrete example could be, well, now this new Pokemon Go app is become a huge craze. Let's say you're working on some app like that, and I mean this designing this app, lots of programming involved. Let's say you and let's say you have an idea for this app, for an app like that, and you're sitting right here in Evansville, and you've got to hire you've got some sense of the design. You've got to hire different kinds of programmers. You have a couple here, got some expertise in certain areas of that design. Maybe you have some others that you hire that you find in some other countries. Maybe someone in Poland, maybe someone in India, for various reasons. Maybe it's cheaper to hire those programmers. Also, maybe they have some specific skill sets that you might find difficult to find here. So you've got, let's say, programmers now here, Evansville, Poland, India, and so in terms of technology, what's made that easy for you to hire them and work on this software package is one, of course, as internet speeds are getting faster and faster, so it's easier to send these batches of work. One, it's easier now to store stuff on the cloud, so they can access large batches of program from anywhere in the world. Makes it easier and faster to access those programs because of the cloud. So that's technology making it easier then for you to have work done in different parts of the world, and also then combine them together to create a product. So your job here as an entrepreneur in Evansville might be, is managing this entire project. And so here's an example of technology and globalization may have changed the job mix. So in other words, there might be not that much demand for programmers per se here, and because you're hiring programs from outside, but there might be demand for people who've got project management skills with computer experience. And so, in other words, it's changed the value chain of jobs. So entry level jobs might become more difficult to find, but upper level jobs with experience might become easier to find. So those are the kinds of things you might want to keep in mind as you go forward in terms of this job mix that's changing. So any of these jobs that can be easily automated, those jobs are likely to disappear. Jobs that require more what I call interaction type jobs, you find sort of more growth there, and that's one thing we'll look at when we look at this force in technology and globalization. And so that's something for you to think about as you work on your personal strategic plan. The next force we'll talk about is income inequality, and that's been a big election issue. It's also an issue around the world. What's happened to income inequality over time, and more importantly for you as graduates, how easy is it for you to move from, let's say, the middle class to the upper middle class, or even into the top 10%? Is that getting easier? Is that getting more difficult? What should I do in terms of my skills, so that it's my skills and other things, so that it's easier for me to move into the let's say upper middle class, or to be more upwardly mobile, so to speak. So that's the next thing we're going to look at. And then the last thing we'll look at is another topical issue was on Brexit, which was the backlash against, partly can be attributed to this sort of backlash against globalization and the kinds of anxieties that globalization creates. And so for you, if you think about what are the implications if more and more countries, quote unquote, then break away, let's say, from the European Union, or create more and more barriers to trade, to movement of people across borders. What are the implications for you in terms of your own career? So, and also the implications for you in terms of your own investment strategies, we look at that as well. So that's your last global force.